Okay, so those of you that are interested, basically, this is how we do it, right? You start the game, you got one character that you play as you finish the tutorial, it'll let you get a, I don't know how much they changed it from when I first started, like in the alpha. I don't know if they let you like have more choice of a character in the beginning and then you unlock, but basically, excuse me, these are all the characters that you have to choose from right now that are unlockable and that are in the, excuse me, in the game right now. So you earn all these character unlocks just by playing through the game. Not very hard, just play a couple hours through the campaign and do some of the side stuff. I'll show a little more of that in a little bit, and then you'll start unlocking some guys. So there's a pretty good mix of characters. You have, you know, your two-handed barbarian. You have this pretty cool like whip spellcaster named Anya. She's really good right now. You have this like hammer shield guy, pretty tanky. Then you have a melee like death scythe guy. He's pretty cool. Your mage, Lucian. Now he looks different than he does in this picture because each character you see here has a customization option. So you can go into every single character, into your customization, right? They start off with their base skin, and then with the base skin you have multiple colors that you can unlock, right? But then you have these other skins that unlock by collecting hero shards, again by playing just naturally through the side stuff, and they of course all have their own color palettes as well, and you unlock these just by coins. You look good, babe. And so each costume has its own separate color palette, so you have a lot of customization options, not only with the costume you're wearing but with the color you pick too. So you earn all of this just by playing the game, so you don't have to worry about spending any of your own money. Just buy the game and all this stuff will come naturally just by playing. So lots of cool stuff. This is who I'm playing right now, Valeria. I haven't gotten to the point yet to where I get her shards. That's like, I'll show you, but you kind of have to wait till you can unlock this stuff. You have Demir, pet class. He shoots like these boomerangs, and he's got the bear. He's not very good right now. He's pretty weak, so I would wait and hold off on playing him until he gets a little better, because his bear dies in like 4 seconds, and it leaves you all by yourself. And his whole kit is based around the bear, so might just wait a little bit until he gets a little buff. Everyone else though, I'd say is pretty fine, is pretty good, can hold their own and do their own content. Masha, she's cool. I actually haven't looked at everyone's costumes, but just by looking at hers really quickly, hers looks pretty cool. And these are the two new characters. Eldon, he's cool, he's a stance switcher. His one stance is melee with his double swords, and he can switch to a ranged stance with an ice javelin. And then Hector, shotgun wielder, and he has 2 pet rats that are really cool that like control turrets and stuff. So he's pretty cool, but he looks so cool. Who has chain blades? That big bear. Yeah, he does look really cool, unfortunately, and he's cool to play once your bear stays alive, but once your bear dies, it's kind of annoying to like wait for him to revive, and you have to like try to stay alive so hard. Like in the early game it's hard enough just trying to stay alive with your bear dead. Like when stuff gets harder, like later on end game, where you're trying to crank up the difficulty so you get better loot drops, like there's no way you're surviving. Who has chain blades? He has an axe. Their weapons change based, do they change? Their weapons change based on like the gear you get. So like right now his base weapon, right, is just an axe, but there may be stuff that you can unlock for him later on that changes the view, like the look of it, but he's two-handed. She's got the whip, so maybe that's kind of what looks like the chain blade. Like maybe her legendary weapons, one of them, because they look vastly different, maybe that kind of has the look of a chain blade. Again, he has the shield and hammer. Ishtak has the scythe. So these are just what the base weapons look like. They'll change as you start getting better gear. Costumes will stay the same unless you buy them from here, but the weapons will change. Lucian has the staff. Valeria has dual machine gun crossbows. She's the one I'm playing. Demir has the double boomerangs. Masha has the I forget the chakrams that she throws. Let's see if they show. Yeah, so you can get a view of kind of what their skills do. So she's like ranged and a little bit of melee. Okay, so it doesn't show all your ability, like it tells you the detail of them, but it doesn't show you a view of what each one does particularly. You have Eldon, right? He's got his melee attacks, and then he can stand switch and throw a javelin, which he's doing now, so he's pretty cool. Most of his abilities like slow and then freeze them, so he's good. He's got a lot of crowd control. And then you have Hector with the shotgun. So he shoots with his shotgun and then he throws his rats. His rats have like all kinds of like little turret machines that they control. So he's pretty cool too. But it also lets you try them out too before you spend money on them, which is nice. It brings you into like the tutorial map where you have like all the skills unlocked already. So that's all the characters. Those are all the customization options that you have there. There is crafting. You don't want to do crafting until late game, and it's kind of unique in the way it works. So, say you have this piece here, right? And you want to you want a better roll on it, right? You have to get a white version of it, so a common version, not rare, not magic, not epic. It has to be basic common version, right? And then you have to get like the colored recipe of that particular item, and then you craft that and it'll re-roll it, right? So for example, say we're doing a ring. How do I'll bring it over to the recipe place in a minute. Let me see if we can't show you guys an example of how crafting works. Okay, yeah. So you insert a recipe, right? So say I wanted that, or I wanted a book, right? So it'll show you how many of each recipe that you need, and then you need to put the book that you're re-rolling in here. So instead of essentially creating a new item, it takes an item that you already have and just re-rolls it into something better. So some items will have stats that always stay. Some items have stats that'll change. So crafting is basically a re-rolling device. You're re-rolling stuff to get better rolls, which some people like, some people don't. Personally, I think it's better because it gives you more of a chance to get something that you want. And recipes will drop randomly through the campaign, but you start getting a lot of drops in the end game when you're like grinding the end game content. So that's crafting. Obviously inventory, right? You have your recipes here, you have all your materials here. There's different stat based materials, intelligence, fortitude, yada yada. You have your artifacts here that you could apply to your crafting. So this, one has hitting enemies with your primary attack, 9% chance to summon a giant ice spike. So, excuse me. So these are always good to apply to your things. I've only gotten these 3. Like you see, I have 5 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these. I won't say they drop super often, but often enough to where I have this many of them. But you have, and I imagine more of these will drop later on, but so you have that, and then obviously these are your consumables. So these consumable items are the things you're going to be doing either late game or using to get new characters or character shards to get the costumes. Quest gear, obviously, for things in the campaign, and here's the stuff that you pick up during the you know, your looting. So if you notice underneath this item, it has something that says origin bonus, bathe in dragon flame. So there's these things that are called origins of magic, and they have peace bonuses. I don't remember exactly how many there are in each, but if you collect the whole school of that magic, so the whole school of like bathe in dragon flame, you get some kind of effect, like either wings or an aura or like a fiery spell or something. So keep an eye out for items in a particular school. So that's your inventory. Through your inventory you access your stash. I save like just some random crap that I get that I can throw back and forth on various characters. You pick up stuff from other characters. I throw it in my stash, so if I ever play that character, I'll already have some gear to work with. You can or cannot do that. It looks like you get a total of 5 you can spend in-game coins. You know, right here, like this 56,000 like that you get from picking up in-game or selling stuff. So you can spend that on stash. You don't have to worry about spending any of your own money like free-to-play games. Just you buy this game and everything's good until the next DLC pack comes out, and that will probably be for a couple months. Then you have your abilities. The ability tree, right? Every character has a passive. You can level up the passive itself, and then the passive has some bonuses too, so that's nice. You have 3 optimizations to your basic attack, so your left attack, to do things, and then you have your skills, and your skills have 3 different paths to go down, right? And then at the end your skill gets changed completely, an extra bonus. I'm just checking really quick on my messages because I have to. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you guys we're supposed to come early, so come before 4. So good thing we're leaving early. Generally, you don't necessarily need to fill up your entire skill bar with skills. Yeah. A lot of characters only need like 2 or 3 skills because you end up burning through mana pretty quick, and you generate mana from attacking, right? But most of the time, I mean, from the characters that I've seen, I've only needed like 2 or 3 skills in here. I haven't needed to fill all 4, because you know, you don't have enough points to really do that anyway. Like, you want to build your abilities to the end to get the bonus at the end, you know? Like this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but I'm really just doing this for the cooldown decrease because this ability is important. But like this one, I wanted because my Shadow Twin explodes after he's done for 500% Sunfire damage, so that's good. And yeah, some things will unlock along the way, other things you have access to. That was crafting, that was inventory, that's abilities. Vendor, obviously you sell stuff you don't need to him and you get money for it. Easy peasy. There's no dismantling, you just sell. If you want to get a better version of something, you know, you use the crafting reroll. There's co-op for 2 people. It'll default just show people either in your friend list or local to you. If you want to get a group, you mark yourself looking for party, and people will be able to see you and search for you and invite you. You have your friend list for people that you add, and search for people so you can add them to friends list. Just 2 players right now. You can only do like side grindy stuff. You can't do a campaign yet. They're working on that though, so hold on tight. Then you have your hunts. So your hunts are basically things that you could do passively as you're playing, and earn keys to use in the end game to unlock, you know, recipes and stuff. So basically, you know, you could pick any of these. They're grouped into different things. They all have some similar thing. Kill this particular enemy, kill this group of enemies, yada yada. So this one is like the area that I'm in. I know I'm going to be in there right now because that's where the campaign is, so I figure I'm going to be killing at least 500 of these guys. So I pick this up and I'll get 3 keys from it. Easy peasy. Missions has its own tab. So basically, missions and assassinations are what you use to unlock your new characters. So as you progress through the campaign, you'll unlock more of both of these, missions and assassinations. So you'll go in here. This is the overall recommended might to do this mission. You can generally fluff it a little bit, but not too much, because there are DPS checks, right? So if you're not doing enough DPS, like some missions are timed, then you'll just fail it because you can't kill things fast enough. So basically, you pick up one of these things, right? You annihilate a bunch of foes or something, you run through it. At the end of the encounter, the end of the mission, you get shards of a key, right? And depending on where that mission takes place, it's of a different key type, right? Like this takes the torment key. This takes, do they all take torment keys, or did they change it now? Some of them might use different keys. I think it's based on the world, right? So like we're Igman. Yeah, so Igman uses unholy keys, right? Delabet, we haven't unlocked any yet. Yeah, and then Crypt uses torment keys, so you get the key shards from missions. Then when you have enough, you jump into the assassination. Killing the boss at the end will give you these hero shards, right? So each one will show you what shard you're gonna get from it. So you basically farm that. With enough shards, you unlock costumes for this character. And also, the first time that you complete each one of these assassinations, you'll get a hero soul that'll let you unlock a new character. So that's how you unlock new characters. Just beat the assassinations. When you want new costumes, just farm these out. And that's basically the gist of Pagan Online. Ton of fun, you know, unlock all your characters, find ones you want, grind them out, get gear, get their costumes, go through the campaign. It's a fun time. Unfortunately, guys, I have to take off. Those of you that didn't get any codes for the pet, there's a giveaway. Nightbot is mentioning it. I also just posted it in chat. It's a Gleam giveaway. Enter that contest. You guys have a chance. Thank you for running through that. You should record that. I do have a YouTube. That actually is probably a pretty good idea. I'll probably put that on my YouTube. Let me see. Do.
The channel.
Let me see. YouTube. Boom. So I'll probably upload that later. Happy to run through that. There's the YouTube. I'll have some Pagan stuff on there. Recently, before Pagan, I was doing a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, feel free to clip any good information that you guys have on there that you think would be helpful. Post it to the channel. Yeah, got the contests. So if you have any friends that you want to play and you want to get them some dragon pets, send that over their way. I'll probably be on maybe later, maybe not. I have some personal stuff to take care of, but Appreciate you guys dropping by. If you haven't followed, make sure you drop a follow. I'm on Twitter as well. So for a while, I'll be doing some pagan content. Have a good one, guys. Make sure to follow. Join me on this pagan journey. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you all next time.